What's going on, YouTube? It's Yuli here, back with another video. I am so excited to make this YouTube video, man. I absolutely love doing this. I know I've only posted maybe like 5 or 6 times on my YouTube channel, but we're trying to up the consistency, man, and I absolutely enjoy sharing my thoughts, perspectives, and seeing if I can bring any value to these YouTube videos for those that are watching out there. It's a beautiful night here in Tampa, Friday night, March 27th. I had a pretty busy day, guys. This day has flown by. I had like 6 back-to-back sales calls with a few internal meetings as well, and went to the gym, got a good pump, ate my chicken and rice, and now we're here, man. We're flowing, man. And shout out Lucy Breakers. I know this pack has gotten destroyed from being in my pocket, but Lucy Breakers are the best brand, and I'm not an affiliate or anything. Shout out them. Guys, today's video is about charging more. Break that limiting belief about especially if you're in the B2B space, for the services that you're doing, and if you know that you provide such good value and are delivering a significant amount of growth to somebody's business, charge more for your services, man. Break that limiting belief. I don't know who needs to hear this, because I needed to hear this months ago and apply it. Actually, I heard it months ago, but I didn't apply because I had my limiting belief until I realized who I was talking to, my market, and the stuff that we do, and how easy it is, to be honest. And it's actually insane. And now I've gotten way more confidence in wanting to go even more and charging even more. Not to say that I'm supposed to be expensive, but because I understand the amount of value that I provide to these brands that we're working with, in order to, justify the prices that we're charging. So guys, just for some context, I'm a sales rep for a marketing agency, and I've been working with them for about 1.5 years now. And when I first started, I'll give you some context as to why I had these limiting beliefs. When I first started was when I actually first became a closer in high ticket sales. And unlike the typical path for people jumping into high ticket sales with B2C offers, for remote sales specifically, I went directly to B2B. The difference is that a lot of B2C offers are directly like BizOp, make money online sort of models, coaching, whatever the case is in that field. And you're dealing with a lot of people that are dealing with limiting beliefs on a much more normal level. And, they're trying to seek other opportunities, trying to escape a situation, whatever the case may be. And so the way that you approach it is a much more emotional sale. You need to understand why people think the certain way that they do, and helping them overcome those patterns and thoughts that they've been having for years and years on end, and getting them to a position where they're actually making a beneficial decision for themselves in the long run for these opportunities. I don't particularly like that side of sales. And I'm not necessarily too good at it, and I don't even care to get really good at it because I generally just don't like it. And I was blessed enough, honestly, to start becoming a closer on a B2B offer, because it's much more logistical. You're speaking to higher level people, and what you're actually selling is like direct exchange in value, and is almost a little bit working together, as opposed to, B2C offering a mentorship or whatever, and the results relying on the person. And then there could be hell, at the end of the day, we're doing this to help people, right? But, the results are dependent on them and how much they want to grow. Whereas we know what we are worth as an agency or a service that we're providing, and we can help them see that growth in real time ASAP, or, in a relatively sooner time than they would with, just figuring it out themselves. I know that was a little bit hard to explain, but it's very important for you guys to understand that, because here's the thing. When I got into remote sales, right, I had to just learn basic principles, understand people a little bit. But, it's funny. Not only did I have to learn sales, but I slowly over time had to learn a little bit about the e-com space, because we're a market agency for e-commerce brands. And if I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about, how would people take me seriously on these calls? However, when I started with this marketing agency, my founder, he's my boy. I just call him my boy, but he's the founder. He was like, hey, listen, I'm just going to have you start off selling like $1,000 websites. Nothing crazy, honestly, low ticket. And even though I was only getting 10% commission on that, only $100 a sale, it was my first money that I ever made online. And the first month I was able to sell fucking like so many websites. I was able to make like $5K online my first month. I was like almost 2 months behind rent, and that was the first sort of money I made online, and that was hype. That was back in January of 2025. But we also specialized in running ads, and the founder and co-founder of this company, they have had a lot of experience. They've generated, multiple millions of dollars in revenue for direct consumer brands when I joined, specifically clothing brands. And that side I had no idea anything about. So I would never address wanting to sell ads, even though technically those services we would charge a lot for, or more than what was $1,000. It would be like only $2K a month, $3K a month. But to me, even though that's nothing, by the way, for like services like that. Even though to me it was like, fuck, there are people that pay like $2,000, $3,000 a month for, shit. Like, I had never done it before. I had never seen anybody do it before, so I didn't even want to address that stuff if people were on like the e-com brand owners. And these were low-level people, e-commerce brand owners that needed websites that I'm talking to. Just imagine that somebody opened up their first store, they don't have a really good product page. How do you expect to actually run ads? But if that was brought up, then I didn't want to address that, right? I didn't want to address the ad side because I had no idea what the fuck I was talking about. And so over time, my founder would take the sales calls to address ads, but I would continue doing websites. And eventually, we just had a terrible ICP, and that side of the offer, we died down because that wasn't actually generating us a lot of revenue. And so eventually I had a falling off in the meantime as far as working with them on that offer. And then we recouped back in the summer when the offer was making ads and creatives. And so if you guys don't know, that's a very valuable service, especially nowadays if you're running ads on Meta. Pro tip, creative output is super important, and also creative diversity. That's stuff that we did. But then again, damn, base retainer is $3K a month. Like, how am I going to sell that? I feel like I can't. And so I kept on getting in my head about this stuff, man. I kept on getting in my head. I was like, how the fuck am I going to do this? I'm going to figure it out, but I don't know how. And I was searching online. And then you guys might know, if you guys are in this whole info, running offers, everything, you guys must know Eddie Malouf. Super cool business owner. He's the owner of Bad Marketing. And I watched so many videos of his, and I was asking my founder and co-founder so many questions about ads and stuff like that. And I ended up finding out for myself, if I want to get really good at this, if I really want to be closing these deals, I need to be an expert within my field. And even though I'm not on the operations team, even though I'm not managing this stuff, what I came to realize is that if you're a sales rep at a B2B offer trying to help grow the business, you need to know every single detail about what you're doing. Because otherwise, once you start speaking to a good ICP and you're tracking the right leads and they're very high quality, you need to be cream of the crop and be way levels ahead of them as far as what you do in your space for them to actually take you seriously. Because if you expect to be a B2B sales rep on an offer, and you're only no matter what your sales skills are, if you have no idea what the fuck you're selling, or at least 50% of an idea as far as how you guys handle things on the operations side and everything like that, you're cooked. You're just simply cooked. So I became an expert within my field, and now I started taking the calls to actually sell ads and creatives. And guess what? I started getting people through the door, and that broke my limiting belief on the 3K a month thing. But then it's like, damn, if we're trying to grow to X amount a month in revenue with a 2% churn, right? I'm going to sell a lot of these things. And then at the time, going into September, October, November, I realized how important our services are. And like I said, I had to study everything about what we do and study our clients and testimonials and everything like that to understand how to do my job really well. And I noticed how good our agency was performing for a lot of these brands, the growth that we were bringing. And so I was thinking to myself, damn, we're only a piece of the pie to these people. And we're helping them in such a big way. There's no reason we should be charging this much. And it's funny that I had those thoughts because for months and months on end, Eddie's content would come up and he'd be talking about closing 10K a month deals plus performance, 20K a month deals plus performance. And I'm just thinking to myself, how the fuck is he doing that? That is crazy. He must have a crazy team and crazy value right there. And then I stumbled upon his head of sales YouTube that it doesn't even have 200 subscribers, bro. It doesn't even have 200 subscribers. And he's the head of sales of Bad Marketing and has his own, closers agency to train B2B reps to actually bring in a lot of new cash MRR for agencies. And his YouTube is a fucking gold mine because of the 4 or 5 years that he's been working with Eddie and bringing the agency up to over $1 million in new cash collected over $1 million in revenue for bad marketing, their company, and bringing in 100, 200K a month in new cash for that agency. His YouTube's a gold mine. And as I was watching more of his feed, and as my algorithm was just bringing me on more of his content on Instagram, all he kept saying was charge more, charge more. You need to be charging more for your services. If you are an agency doing X, Y, and Z, everything that we were doing and more, you should be charging 5K a month, 6K a month, 10K a month, right? Experiment every single sales call. Increase every time you close somebody, increase it by 500, increase it by 1,000, increase it by another 500 every single time you close, and find out where that threshold is where people are actually like not budging. And that's where you should value your services, or that's how much you should be charging for your services. And if you want to increase that, increase your value, the amount that you're providing, your operations and stuff like that, and keep on going and keep on going. And for months on end, I would know this information, but I wouldn't have the balls to say it. I wouldn't have the balls to get on the sales calls and pitch a little bit higher. Not even like a 3.25K. Just like my founder would be like, hey, see if you can do 4K. See if you can do 5K. And I would get on the sales call. I'm like, I'm gonna pitch it. And I don't. And I know that that's costing me my commission because I get 15% commission on it. It's like, damn, like if I sell 3K month retainer plus getting recurring off that, if I did, like, instead of getting $450 right off that on new cash, if I did 5K a month, I'd get $750 plus the recurring. But then I wouldn't do it, man. And it wasn't until like maybe a few weeks ago that I was like, fuck it. Like, let's just experiment with this. And as we were doing that, luckily, my founder and co-founder are very good business people and are always optimizing for the agency and providing well and doing well and finding a way to optimize margins and hire good talent and figure out ways to provide things with AI and all that stuff. And that gave me the confidence to say, fuck it, let's try this thing. And today, and yesterday and today, I implemented pitching 5K a month retainer plus performance. It used to just be a retainer plus performance, right? And I had 4 calls and I've gotten 3 of them. What? And I had no objections at all. Crazy, right? It's crazy if you know the value that you provide and you're talking to the right ICP. And I'm so glad that the ICP that we talked to is so good right now, because God bless my founder and his co-founder for his personal brand and the amount of value that he provides on his YouTube, Instagram, etc., and understanding how to actually acquire leads from ads and stuff like that and nurturing well. But also, thank God I got to thank them for that, first of all. And then also I got to thank myself for having the confidence to do that, because once I got that first deal, man, oh my God, my brain opened up so much, bro. And that's why I'm so excited to film this YouTube video. You know why? Because I got in those 3 clients, right? Plus I was doing revenue generated activities with follow-ups and other people and charging more for, like, even though I was like kind of downselling them, just doing one set service, but I was still increasing the price on those, and it was still good. And I have 3 people for those, bro. And the possibilities are endless. Like, that's why I'm so hyped speaking of this video. If you've made it to this towards the end of this video, thank you. Like, I know this stuff is boring, but it's very exciting to me because now it's just opened up my mind. Boom. And I'm sitting there after these deals are coming, and I see the zap notifications of 5K a month. Hey, X purchase 5K a month. X purchase this service for 3K a month. Blah, 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 blah. I'm just texting my founder, bro. Dude, we got to be charging more. We got to be charging more because we are providing so much value as we're stacking this thing. And we got to get to a position where we're collecting more than 100K new MRR. Bro, I'm so excited. And I should have just applied Eddie's advice and Curtis Anderton's advice sooner, man. Shout out to you guys. Like, and I will invest into your programs if you are seeing this eventually. Like, you guys are awesome. You guys have genuinely changed the game for me and how I go about my framework, how I actually, position myself as an expert on these sales calls, how I barely get objections now. If I only get an objection, it's maybe like a price objection, but they were probably disqualified to begin with. And just like timeline objections as far as ending their contract with the other agency and onboarding. That's pretty much it. There's never any value. Thank God, no value objections. There's no other objections. Talking to the right people, we're positioning ourselves as an expert, and we're not undervaluing our services. And I only want to expand this thing. And here's the thing. I know this video is mad fucking long, and I might need to edit this stuff. But at the end of the day, man, like, at the end of the day, man, and I posted a TikTok about this. Being an entrepreneur for good in a business with really good business owners is so fucking valuable, and I will take that 10 times out of 10 as opposed to trying to figure out my own business shit for like 2, 3, 4 years down the line to get to the position where they're at right now, because they've had the experience in the marketing department, in the sales department, and in their operation side as far as what the service entails, and that teaches you. And even though I'm only a sales rep, getting to know that stuff and understanding a whole other side of business in that regards, not only as a marketing agency, but also learning so many fucking things about the e-com side of things, and then the AI that we're implementing and how to optimize for margins and stuff like that. Bro, the amount of knowledge that I've gotten just simply working for them and trying to optimize my own position as much as I can while learning from them is absolutely insane. Like, there couldn't be a course out there for the stuff that I have learned growing within this agency, and that's what's making me want to scale with them to the moon. Like, I do not plan on leaving them whatsoever. Even if I go start my own business, which probably wouldn't be agency related anyway, I want to scale to the fucking moon because I get to learn way more at such little risk from spending my own money from them, while bringing them more cash so they appreciate my work and probably incentivize and pay me, compensate me well for it. And that's just the biggest takeaway I've had right now. Yeah, guys, don't undervalue yourself. If you're in the B2B world, if you're a sales rep or even an agency owner that's like just starting their business, and you understand the growth factor that you're contributing to these brands that you're helping service, don't undervalue yourself. Charge more. Justify it too as well. But one thing as us sales reps, that especially in the B2C side, this is what I'll take from the B2C side, right? Even though I don't really like it, is you have to apply it to yourself as well. Everybody has limiting beliefs, and I understand that I'm going to get this whether it's from level 0 to level 1, or level 1 to level 2, level 2 to level 3. However you justify that on your income level, right? Everybody has limiting beliefs. And the only way to shatter them is to overcome that fear, the thing that you know you need to do, but you're not doing. And this was one of them for me. And I am so incredibly happy that I was able to overcome that, because I know the growth that I'm going to be able to contribute to my boys' agency and how much more that I'm going to be learning, so that when I go to start my own thing, it's like... Holy fucking long video. Anyway, guys, I know the dopamine rush from closing a deal is great, but it's not even that. It's the dopamine of being able to learn, implement, and be more confident in actually growing and implementing the stuff that you used to grow. So, and the possibilities are endless. I've always had a positive mindset as far as finding a way to grow, finding a way to grow as a sales rep, finding a way to grow my boys' company. And this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. And if you've stuck around to the end, I really hope you got some value from this. I appreciate you if you watch this to the end, because I know that this could be boring for some. But to me, I value this moment a lot. It's a point of growth, and I want to document it. And so I appreciate you if you stuck around to the end. Guys, thank you so much. I look forward to making another video for you guys. Drop a like, subscribe, comment if you guys want to see any sort of particular content. And I can't wait till I drop the next video, guys. Love you.